Another episode of NPK Live. You're with myself, Stephen.
And myself, Thomas.
And today we are talking about a couple of things, actually. The majority is going to be about what is your plan of action for September.
For the autumn. So that means, yes, we are changing season.
In the UK.
Yeah.
What we should do, actually, is we do need to look at the weather and the seasons of the US as well, because obviously we need to start catering for what their seasons are doing.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about the UK for today.
Yeah, right now at the UK, we're sitting in the studio right now, and it's still quite stuffy in here, really
humid,
warm,
isn't it?
really humid. So obviously we're still in that period right now of high humidity, high temperatures, bits of stress for plants and stuff, but we know that we're getting close to the temperature drop and the easier life, so to speak, for indoor growers.
I actually had to think about this the other day, and it's actually the perfect time to start propagating because of the high humidity.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking that you might start getting ready, well, stop thinking, start doing, because you've got this nice window now where we've got our temperatures are about 24 degrees today, which is a bit of a high.
Yeah.
Normally 20 degrees. Humidity's at 70%. That's absolutely perfection for young vegetative plants.
Yeah, so you'll get a rapid growth rate with that humidity, which will then spur you on to September. October's the next month, and we will have the temperature drop rapidly.
Just in time for flowering,
and
the transition period, which is nice cold temperatures. You can afford to have more lights on in your indoor grows. More lights equals more yield, more photons of energy for the plant to use. You mentioned, I remember last year we did something similar, but we obviously like to reiterate, keep it fresh. You made a very good point last year. What happens in autumn?
All the leaves fall off all of the trees.
And what does that mean?
That removes humidity outside, and an average humidity in the UK drops outdoors, which affects indoors.
People are going to start the new operation now. What one piece of kit would you tell them to invest in? And they've got a little bit of extra money. They're thinking they're going to revamp their
heater.
A heater.
Yeah, because we know that temperature is going to drop severely very shortly. So then we need to make sure the environment's spot on. But it gives you that luxury of being able to add heat rather than trying to remove it, which is a lot easier.
The heaters, what's your favourite type of heater? Do you like the Qube heaters or...?
The Qube ones are good, but they use a lot of energy for not so much
output.
Yeah. That's the downside to heaters. They do consume quite a lot of energy. Best type of heater that I feel is the best anyway is a oil-filled heater. I'm not a big fan of convection heat.
Yes, like the electric.
With the fan and it blows the heat because it affects the grow room and stuff like that.
Heat spots.
Yeah, and it just messes with the air and stuff within the room, I've noticed. So I've always went with an oil-filled radiator. Also, customers who come to our store, we sell contact timers with a heater switch socket on the side. So basically, if you didn't know about that, rather than having to put a heater on a timer or go in and switch it on and off at set times, you can buy a contact timer, which allows you to plug your heater into it as well as your lights. And then when your lights are about to go off, the heater will kick in and come on. And when the lights are about to come back on, the heater will switch itself back off. It's a really nifty little piece of kit.
You said that the Davins...
Yeah, it's a Davin. Yeah, Davin do that.
Okay, so over the summer, we've had they've all been on the summer holidays and they've come back and they've got a little bit of change left over. So the heaters are a good piece of kit to include for the winter. But they've got maybe £300 or £400 and they think, I'm going to upgrade my room. What can I spend me £300 or £400 on? I've got a tent. I've got me pots, me cocoa, me basic feed, air and extraction, and some magnetic light kits. For 4 magnetic light kits, 600 watt. What piece of kit would you change and invest in?
I would probably go for change the magnetic light kits to digital, dimmable digital ballast. So I have more control over my lighting rather than just having a one-trick pony. I like to have a light kit that does three different things at once. It gives me a lot more variability. Also helps me out through the summer, because where you guys are stuck, well, majority is stuck on the magnetic ballast, which it's either a 400 or 600 or 250 or whatever. It's stuck in that mode, where I don't have that. I have a digital dimmable ballast which has a 250, 400 and 600 mode. I've explained this before in the past. So basically, when I'm in those hot summer months, I will remove my 600 watt bulb out. I'll put a 250 bulb back in, switch down the setting so it's only giving out 250 watts, which decreases the heat but still allows me to have a light intensity in there, rather than just switching off light and stuff like that. I'm just basically halving the power, well, less than halving the power, which allows me to keep a number of lights on rather than switching them off.
And digital ballasts run a lot cooler as well, don't they?
Yeah, they
and
do.
Also give a lot more light over the 3-month period.
And the energy that they put out is actually spot on, rather than fluctuating and it's just a million miles away.
Okay, so upgrade to digital light kits.
Yeah.
That's the piece of kit that you think everybody should be upgrading to. For the US, those guys, they're probably thinking, we've said this before, digital ballasts, I've been using them for years. So for the US, if they're using digital ballasts, what sort of kit do you think they could upgrade to? Thinking that they're quite a bit ahead of the UK.
See these guys in the US, they're like NASA compared to the UK. They're probably sitting there going, what? These guys still using magnetic ballast? Yeah, we are. We're still in the dark age, unfortunately, guys. But we are catching up. We're trying to.
Quickly,
yeah, we are trying to. But yet the guys in the US, they've been on digital ballast for a long, long time.
And not just digital ballasts, they've been on the double-ended fixtures for a long while as well, haven't they? They've been.
Are they plasma?
And the plasmas have just come out as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
so the double-ended, are they still HPS?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you've got the plasma. Might be worth a shout out actually, because Gavita are actually running a plasma competition. So if you go onto Gavita's page on Facebook, they've got a plasma to give away, which is about £600-700 RRP.
Yeah.
It adds the extra spectrum that the HPS can't give you. No HPS can give you the spectrum that this plasma gives you. And all they want you to do is like and share their page for the chance to win a plasma. It's worth doing.
Yeah.
£700 potential competition win. So get on the page and give them a like and give them a share as well. Okay, I had a little visit yesterday, and I had a visit from Qube.
Okay.
Qube, I've been doing. I like the way they work. When there's something goes wrong, they fix it. So the first example of that is that recently we've had a few of the green cubes or the roof cubes, the poles, the 24-inch poles, really good sturdy poles, have been in transit, popping through the boxes.
Okay.
And damaging some of the tents potentially.
Really? Okay. So what's that down to? Just the packaging of
the packaging of
yeah,
it.
it's not really a design flaw in the tent.
Not at all. No.
It's just a flaw in the packaging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay.
what have they done? They've listened to the consumers.
Nice.
And they've made the packaging is spot on. So they've got the standard cardboard packaging that comes in, and then they've wrapped the tent, all the hot points as they called them, where the poles
with the sharp or whatever.
Put 3-ply cardboard in sections all the way around it.
Nice.
So that it doesn't rip. And he showed me some in his car yesterday, and you can actually feel the difference in the quality.
You know what's funny about that? We can't actually pull nothing up on the tent. We're actually talking about the cardboard box that it's in right now. Yeah. So, Green Qube, Roof Qube, take my hat off to you guys, because the only thing we could pull out on you was your cardboard box, and you fixed it.
Yeah.
Yay. Top marks
even
to
before
Green
I'd
Qube.
even had a chance to mention it to them, I came up and he said, oh, actually, funny chance, we've just had a tent brought back. And he said, no worries, pulled a new one out the car, took that one back. I didn't even have to pay postage and packaging. See what that tells me, Stephen, straight away, is that's a company who's proud of themselves, who have a reputation to uphold and will not let that be hindered by anything else. See companies that aren't like that, I don't like. You know, when you say, oh, I've got an issue here, and they want to ask you the ins and outs of a cat's ass, basically. No, your product's broke, or it's done this, or it's done that. I need a new one now. I don't need you to try and wriggle and wiggle and snaky your way out and give me some crappy excuse because you think I'm stupid. Yeah, no, it doesn't work like that. Sort your shit out, man up, put your balls on the line for your company and deal with your shit professionally. If you can't,
you're going to drown very quickly in our industry, and we're going to, as I say, we're going to keep sourcing you out, and we're going to keep picking on you.
It's our part of our war, isn't
yeah,
it?
we're going to pick on you, we're going to poke you, and we're going to prod you, and we're going to put you in the limelight, and see if you fly or you die, basically.
Well, we've always known Green Qube and Roof Qube, the same company, to be good quality tents.
Very
it's
good.
Just, I've never had a chance to sit down with the main man, and he came yesterday, and I was just really impressed. So the packaging, obviously, was impressive, because that's what he said. When customers have complaints, we don't just send them a new tent and get the old one back. That's just standard.
That's crap.
That's what we do. Every company should replace without any quibbles, any quarrels. Just replace. Even if the customer's wrong, we just replace it and make them happy. He said we've gone one step ahead. Whatever they say is wrong, if a couple of customers come back and say that, we just change it. We change it straight away.
See, that is the key to success, because all the others will just replace the tent and go, oh, it's okay, we've only got a 3% returns rate. Yeah. That tells me that you don't care about your company.
And you're happy with a 3%?
You're happy. You're happy with 3% of crap in your company. We're not happy with 1%. So for you to allow 3 or 5 or 10% on 20 million tents, it shows that you're a crap company, and you don't value your own ethos.
Yeah, your ethos within the company is non-existent.
Yeah, you've got no pride in yourselves. You're just there for sales, money, profits.
Probably do a lot of marketing.
Yeah, loads of marketing.
Oh, and it just goes to prove my point as well. What do I always say? The quickest way to find out a company of what they're about, find out how much they spend on research and development, and find out how much they spend on marketing. How much does Green Qube spend on marketing?
Nothing.
Fuck all.
You know
how many trade shows did he go to?
No.
Have you ever seen a Green Qube rep at a trade show?
No.
He went to the Manchester one many years ago, and 6 months later, other tent manufacturers have copied his ideas.
Yeah, because he's one of the best.
And he doesn't go to trade shows anymore because he feels that it's just open season for all the other tents to go, oh yeah, I like that, I like this.
I copy that.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're about to do what he'll consider marketing, which he was happy for us to do, but I want to talk about some of the features that he's got in his tent. And let's see.
Is he happy for us to...
He is happy. He said he was very happy for us to do this. But we'll put a date on this podcast, and I know what all the other tents do.
Yeah.
We know what you all do.
Because we watch yous, we terrorise yous, I pull your zips off, I kick your poles around, I snap your plastic corners, I look at your
shoddy workmanship.
And you know what else? You know what I'm going to kill yous all off about now is these assembly diagrams that come in. Unfortunately, I don't read Chinese or Cantonese or Vietnamese or any other Namese. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But what I'm telling you is all of these instructions come in this crappiest paper that you can just about read because it's just that cheap. And then you open it up and say, for instance, we've got like a 3x2 tent. This diagram doesn't show you a 3x2 tent. It shows you one random picture, and then it gives you a list of different...
Yeah.
And you'd have to figure out how to put your tent together with this
one size
generic assembly guide. Oh my God, your company. If you have one of those generic assembly guides, you have a crap company and you have crap tents. You know why? Because you don't care about your stuff. What you could have done is put together a really nice assembly guide with some of your key features, nice little colour diagram and stuff, and just set yourself above the bar. Oh no, you don't, because you just get your big container dropped off in the UK from Hong Kong or wherever it comes from, and then you need to get rid of these tents as quickly as possible. Yep. So you flood our market with this crap. Not good.
No, not good. Listen to what is good.
Yeah.
Green Qube and Roof Qube. Just to give a very quick description of Roof Qube. Roof Qube is a good tent. The only difference is that it basically fits in a loft, so that the roof comes up to its apex at 1.8 meters, and that apex sort of begins at 1.6 meters.
Yeah.
So it would fit in that sort of loft type space. Really good and cool tents, and we've got them on display. We've got a 1.5 and a 2.4 by 1.2 Roof Qube on display in the Morton shop if anyone wants to come and have a look. So some of the things here that I quite like: 2 height options, 2 meters standard, 2.2 metres if you need an extra bit of height in your room. They've called something called stitch block, which is extra stitching around all the vents for increased light proofness, so you're less likely to get light leaking into your tent. Double zips, so you can actually get into your tent and zip yourself in, so you can do work in your tent without any light leaking out and any horrible organic fertiliser smells getting out either. Improved packaging, triple walled boxes, as we spoke about at the beginning. Double stitching.
Well, to be honest, the improved packaging, that's a big problem for loads of tent companies. The poles come flying through all of them.
And it's not their fault, it's the transport company's fault for just throwing them around, but this company's gone and solved it.
I don't know really, because they go to a supplier that supplies crappy cardboard boxes, because cardboard's cost effective, cost them money, so they don't want to spend extra money on a thicker box. They'd rather just try and get rid of the cheap crap and make as much profit as possible.
The improved lightsaver. This isn't Star Wars, this is lightsaver, not lightsaber. Deflects more light from all the vents, so where standard vents come outwards and light can leak out and light can leak in, these have got, I can't really describe it the best because I haven't seen one, this is on all the new tents, crazy little deflections so that the light is diffused and less light leaks out when you open up your vents and your lights are on. That's a cool feature. Standard hanging weight is guaranteed 100 kilos, but Dan and his missus, Dan's said himself he's 100 kilos, and his missus are seen on pictures hanging on the bars, so you can hang anything up in this tent. Uplift bar for gravity fed systems, so you can put your pipe straight on the floor. Nice feature. Strong poles, 25mm. The Mylar X-Reflect, which is more reflective, less heat spots, and the double oversized socks, so double socks, so you can pull tight one, pull another one over and pull that tight, which is nice. New feature, new tent, is the LED Qube. Obviously LEDs are an increasingly sold, increasingly marketed and increasingly produced commodity. More people are using them. Green Qube have produced the LED Qube. It's higher, it's got pink poles, so it just it stands itself out from every other tent.
Okay.
And it's 1.4 by 1.4 by 2.2, and they've made it in conjunction with Budmaster LED. And if you use a Budmaster, you have to use this LED Qube because it's been made so that the output of a Budmaster reflects perfectly in 1.4 by 1.4 meter space.
Right.
The extra height means that you can have it higher from the canopy because of the increased output of these LEDs. So the LED Qube and Budmaster just work really well together, hand in hand, perfect. I'm not going to say too much about that, but what I will say is it's got inbuilt thermal blankets. Because LEDs don't put out too much heat, we need to try and keep as much heat in as possible, so put a thermal blanket top and bottom so you keep as much heat in as possible.
Sounds quite interesting, that. A tent specifically designed for the Budmaster LED.
Well, he's going to get one sent up to the shop and we'll have that on display.
Oh really?
soon. Yeah,
Okay, that's good.
This
Excellent.
company doesn't mess about,
Good stuff, I like that.
They know what to do.
Yeah.
They know what to do.
Because he knows I'm going to test the arse out of it, doesn't he?
He does.
Give a little kick around the showroom.
He welcomes it as well,
I know.
because he says if there is anything shit,
Ooh.
tell me and we can fix it.
I love companies like this, who are proud of themselves, who know what they're about.
And we had a good chat because he's from South Wales, and one of my favourite places, this is where I went on.
Well, I bloody love the sheep down there.
Is Tenby and Saunders Foot.
It's Tenby.
It's gorgeous.
Why does it always bloody fucking rain down there?
You fucking tell me. First
Anyway.
2 days pissed down. Lastly is the Qube module. You're gonna love this.
Tell me more.
You're gonna love this. I'm gonna read from the page because it's brand new and it's.
And I don't know nothing about, because I wasn't in at the meeting.
Yeah.
I wasn't here.
Extend your grow tent outwards, creating a sealed-in extension to support and maintain your growing environment. It wraps around the Green Qube 1224, which is 2.4 by 1.2, and locks in light, odours, heat, humidity, and sound. All-round infrared thermal blanket, and it's got every other feature that all the other tents have. Now, the reason that this is really nice is because it's got a porch. A fucking tent with a porch.
Right, okay.
So you set your tent up.
Yeah.
You put this blanket over it with the extra poles, and you open up the zip, and you walk in.
Yeah.
Where you're in the porch, there's still no light, there's still no odours of organic nutrients if you use them, and you turn around and you close your porch. It's pitch black now, and then you open up the second zip, walk into your tent, closes it behind you, and you keep everything super sealed.
So it's like an awning for grow tents,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh my God, I love campermen as well, by the way. So I might just take this and rock it up on the next campsite and say, look at my awning here.
So we said, whatever we need, if we want to display it, obviously we've been doing it.
That excites me. That.
So left the best
let's. I'll tell you what I'll do for them. Let's pull out one of the tents that sits in me grow in the showroom. Who we probably picked. They were a good tent, but we don't really hear much of them. Yeah. Let's just rip them out of their space and put Green Qube stuff in, because they're a company who are actively saying, "Look at us, test us, and give us some feedback." So top marks to you. But as you know, we don't get paid to promote anybody. Nope. If we're talking about it's because we want to. And we like to, or we want to rip the back out to you.
This is the first time. I've just brought the sheet in today to Thomas, and when we said what we're talking about, obviously it's the change of season. I said I want to give a shout out to these Green Qube guys, because they've been around for a while. We knew that they were good tents. There's plenty of good tents on the market, but these just seem to went one step above and beyond, and they seem very similar to us.
Yeah.
In the fact that they don't want to do marketing because the product speaks for itself.
Yeah, that's it.
Once you use a Green Qube, you wouldn't have to go and do any more searching for any other tents, because you're just happy with it.
Yeah.
And if you're not, you'll change it so that you are happy next time. Really good tent.
Good service.
No sponsorships, no adverts. We just happen to like that product.
Yeah,
you can tell, because this is the first time I'm telling you about it as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it sounds quite exciting, especially the stuff. Well, obviously they're in an initiative company. So they're constantly working on the future, and LED tent and modular tent. That's what I love, rather than going, oh, we've got a new tent and it's got a big zip on it. Oh, it's got a pocket. Wow. It's got a bag to hold your tent in. Bloody hell. That should have been out 10, 20 years ago when you designed the tent. You'd have a bag to put it in. So, when you put it back down, it goes back in it. Oh, but then they bring out the bags that when you put the tent in, the poles fall through the end because they haven't reinforced. I'm sick of crap companies who haven't got a brain. If you need to tell a company that type of stuff, they're never going to be where we want them to be. Seriously. When we have companies like this telling us what they're going to do and telling us that we can test it and they'll listen to that, that's what I'm interested in. That's what I like, and that's what I'm going to back as a company, as a store, as NPK.
And the added bonus for you, the customer, is that they're really, really well priced as well. I'm talking about a 1 metre by 1 metre tent. Like, this is top premium quality, £120.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little bit extra out on the limb, out of our own pocket. If you've listened to this podcast, I want you to give a reference to our secret word, which is reference 420. Yeah. You bring that code in and tell me that code in store, and I will give you an additional 10% off any Green
Qube and Roof Cube.
Yeah, Green Qube and Roof Cube, modular, or
any of the range.
Any of the range.
Good stuff. Well, that's our little synopsis analysis of the Green Qube tent. We're very happy, and we're looking forward to testing the new stuff that you've got coming out.
Yeah, can't wait. I'll just talk about what I done yesterday.
Well, to be honest, before you talk about what you did yesterday, I've mentioned looking very smart today.
Ooh, just a little bit.
Like extra smart.
Extra super duper smart.
Yeah,
I've got a shirt. I've got the black shirt on, the jeans, the shoes.
Normally you look this smart when you're
going
in
to court. No, I am not going to court today.
What is happening?
I am going to the Grime Daily Awards.
Okay, where's this?
It's in London. It's a urban rap hip hop awards ceremony, like the Mobo Awards. I'm on an exclusive invite with an artist that, as you may or may not know, that I am
collaborating with.
No, because I'm not a rapper.
Yeah.
I'm promoting, representing at the moment, which is A-Star. If you haven't seen it, the video that we made in our store, check it out on YouTube. So it's called Hot in Every City by A-Star. Check it out, like it, dislike it.
Is it his first release of his new album? Is that
correct? It's not his album. It's the introduction to his mixtape that he's coming out. Also, check him out. He's all over YouTube. Check his Daily Duppy, his Fire in the Booth with Charlie Sloth. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. But not only that, yesterday I was... Where was I?
You were yesterday at the flower show.
What flower show was I at?
You were in Macclesfield.
Yeah.
It was all top secret.
Top secret, hush hush. And I went there for a top secret, sneaky beaky meeting
Well, you actually, this is on top. This is a result of going to the Southport Flower Show,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
And you met Tom Smith.
Tom Smith.
And there was a lot of great people there, but Thomas's passion in horticulture is fruit growing.
Yeah.
And Tom Smith is an award-winning fruit grower.
Yeah.
So they happen to just click and
Yeah.
meet up and just
Because
hit it off.
I've told you in the past, I don't like really growing veg and stuff. I leave that to Steve and Rick. They're not very good at it, but I constantly point them out and teach them how to grow some bits and bobs. But my passion is the fruit. I've got grapes, citrus, lemon,
berries of all kinds.
yeah. And to meet Tom Smith and to find out his award-winning passion is the same as what mine is. I haven't got any awards yet for it, but we are holding hand in hand and we are supporting Tom Smith into the Chelsea Flower Show.
That is going to be an interesting journey.
Very interesting.
And we'll see what Tom Smith can do with the help of hydroponics and NPK behind
I'm
him.
really excited about this because Tom's passion is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
And he's like us. He doesn't take part in something to lose.
Yeah.
He is very keen and he is really excited and raring to go. And he's going to be testing and using a lot of equipment that we have featured on podcast, LEDs and Spectrum King and Kind and any NFT systems, dripper systems and DWC and flood and drain. And so it's going to be a really interesting time for us and for Tom as well, and just that partnership as a whole. So be looking forward to see how we get on at the Chelsea Flower Show. So watch
Watch
out.
this space.
How many hydroponic companies are in the Chelsea Flower Show?
Twice. Not just with Tom Smith, also with the guys in Newcastle.
Yeah.
Geordie Giant Veg and Mark's Allotment.
Yeah.
Check them out on YouTube. Mark has just won some gold. He won first place for his dahlias. And I mean, if you don't know what a dahlia is, look it up. I didn't know until the other day.
I want to just say something. Who is the only other hydroponic company that's entered Chelsea?
Hydro Garden.
The wholesaler Hydro Garden. So, right, Hydro Garden, you know I love competition. So, you've won the Secret Garden.
The Secret Garden, Future Garden.
Future
category.
Garden,
Yeah,
right. Watch out for us, because now we've got 2 entries. So that means we've just beat you.
Yeah.
Because we've got 2 entrants and you've only got 1.
And we don't play to come second place.
So, see if you can enter into any of our categories and let's have it. Head to head. Grow shop against distributor. I think he's going to lose.
Well, there's a challenge.
And who's on your team? Hey, who have you got on your team? I know, because I've been looking. I've done my research. Have you done yours?
And I think we'll leave it there.
Yeah,
with that.
Let's have it. You know, I love competition. It's all friendly. So, please phone me up later and try and terrorise me back. I'll be waiting for the phone call.
Enjoy your Sunday, and we'll be back next week with more tips and tricks for the winter.
And maybe some more animosity as well.
We just stir some shit up. We haven't stirred some shit up for a while, have we?
We'll get some. We'll get it collected in a big, massive bucket, and we'll get a big spoon.
Yeah.
For next week's one.
The double handle.
Ooh, yeah. Right, guys. Yeah, thank you for listening. With myself, Thomas.
Myself, Stephen. See you next time.
Bye-bye.